have a quick Premier League segment at the very end. But first, I want to know the week's biggest winner. The week's biggest winner. Some suggestions, by the way. Ajax scoring 14 goals in 2 games. Bayern Munich doing their thing. Young boys as well. Erling Haaland, everybody. I don't know if you... listen, I've run out of words. He scores a brace once again, but one of those goals was just stupid.
Yeah,
this man is ridiculous. Yeah, but anyway, that was my Haaland pick. I just want to say that. But Heath, let's begin with you. Your biggest winner of the weekend, and then Jimmy, yours after Heath's.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Haaland also. When I look at it, just the fact that it's almost, you just wonder, like, why is he still there? You know, I just constantly look at it. But then you think about who he scores against. He will score against anybody at any level, in any game, in any match, in any round of anything. He will score, and he can score, and he can do it in every kind of way. I do think we are looking at a once-in-a-generation player, which we've obviously all well established. I think, Des had put the stat in there that 68 goals in 67 games is ridiculous. And I think, there's no question on whether or not you can put him at any big club in the world or whether he can convert. He is one that solves a number of problems for any one of the Juventus. He can solve a problem for Manchester United, Man City, everyone. He's not
nothing that I've ever seen before. Nothing.
He does not need a team around him. You put a good team around him, he will make that team great. And that is a very, very special trait that I don't think we see in a lot of number 9s who need the service, or they need to be put in the right situations with a team around them. He will make any team go from good to great, or great to world class.
Okay.
Jimmy.
Yeah, so I know that we're going to do a little Premier League stuff at the end for fun. I want to say that Real Madrid is probably the biggest winner, because they went down 1-0 to Valencia. And in the last 5 minutes of the game, Karim Benzema and Vinicius both scored to win 2-1 over a Valencia team that had been undefeated, playing very well under Jose Bordalas. And Carlo Ancelotti pulling continued rabbits out of his hats, out of his backside. And these two guys in particular, Vinicius, honestly, is taking big steps, I think, under Ancelotti. And obviously, Benzema is still going to be Benzema. I wouldn't sleep on this Madrid team at this point. Atleti got a draw with Athletic Bilbao this weekend. So
Camavinga played.
Camavinga played again, and Rodrigo came on as a super sub, and they both scored those 2 goals when those 2 players came on the field. I'm feeling a nice vibe about those 2 coming on and making a difference. There's something about this Madrid team that maybe I didn't see before that is starting to come to the surface, and that it's those young players that they brought in a couple seasons ago, Rodrigo and Vinicius in particular, that are starting to bear some fruit. And now you add a Camavinga who's hungry to prove, and Valverde and everybody else, and Gutierrez at left back, who's 20-year-old. They've got something that looks pretty good. Now I'm just throwing that out there. That I don't know if they're the biggest winners of the weekend, but I was pleasantly surprised to see them do it once again, and they're going to need all that magic, I think, to win La Liga this season.
Jimmy, the last thing I wanted to say on that, by the way, in terms of recruitment, that's exactly what you want, right? Hey, young players are stepping up. We're seeing stars come to life. When we're just talking about Haaland, we're talking about Mbappe. They're going to want to. You're in a recruiting process right now if you're the coach of Real Madrid, right? Which is who are going to be your next big stars that come in and lead the next generation. You have players now coming up from within, proving that you've made some really good signings, and now you're out telling all the players that you want to bring in, like, hey, look at what we're going to do for the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, which I think is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Vinicius Jr. Elevating his game is massive for Real Madrid. Massive. So big. Absolutely.
Who's your pick, Elamy? Who's your pick?
Well, what do you think? You to me are everything, the greatest winger I have seen. Oh, Bailey. 21 minutes. This Jamaican king comes in and completely changes the game. Danny Ings with a great assist, obviously for his goal, but his corner nearly an Olympico. Listen, and obviously he dedicates his goal to Steffi Gregg, who was a Jamaican Twitch streamer who passed away sadly last year. But Leon Bailey to me is just curing so many things for me right now. He's making me. He's just honestly, Aston Villa aside, he's a great addition to the Premier League, and you guys should also obviously celebrate. It's always better when the Premier League has some multi-diversity from the CONCACAF region. And Leon Bailey is just, we knew how good he was obviously in the Bundesliga. But just for me, he makes me so happy, man. And he's my winner. I don't care what anybody says.
He came in streaks in the Bundesliga, and it's always hard to sell a Bundesliga player hard as a top player, right? And to see him convert and provide and do the things that you see and in a more consistent level against a different type of opponent, I think is huge for one, our region, and two, just for credibility within the Bundesliga of having young players come through it.